My name's Jordan, and this is my focal species video. I chose to make it about Trillium ovatum, which is more commonly known by just Trillium, Pacific Trillium, or my favorite, the wake robin. I picked it because it grows right here on campus, and because it's one of my favorite flowers. Technically, the one we have is the subspecies ovatum. The wake robin is a beautiful and adorable little spring ephemeral, and by that I mean it flowers and then disappears. In this case, the plant is a perennial herb that spreads via underground rhizomes, which is where it retreats to and why you can't see it for much of the year. The species is native to the west coast of North America. It may have had a wider range at a time when temperate climates were more widespread, considering that it burns in direct sunlight and is definitively a cooler climate shade plant. Botanically speaking, what we consider to be the plant consists of photosynthetic bracts and a single flower borne on a short petiole. If the plant has any actual leaves, they're more or less just scales on the rhizome underground, so you never really see them. Wake robins can take nearly a decade to flower, and even then they can be very finicky. For other species of trilliums, picking any single part of the plant can kill the whole structure, so not only are these plants ephemeral, they're fragile as well. Additionally, a study in the journal Conservation Biology showed that these plants seem to lose the ability to recruit new members when the parent plant is within 50 meters of a cut forest edge. These plants also prefer to live in undisturbed soils, so they may be threatened by loss of habitat. Trilliums are also very long-lived species, and unlike many otherwise underground and rhizomatous species, you can determine the age of these guys by counting the leaf scars that are made on the rhizome each year as the stem emerges from the ground. The researcher behind one of the papers I referenced in this video reportedly found one that was 72 years old. As far as the family it belongs to, there's been some drama surrounding its taxonomics. In the 19th century, several prominent botanists put it in what would seem to have been its own family, Trilliaceae. However, the second APG put all plants in that family in Melanthiaceae instead, and we'll consider that to be the most reputable definition of the species for the purposes of this video. This species exhibits myrmecory, which basically just means they depend on ants to disperse their seeds. In trilliums, their seeds have large, oily elastomes attached to them, which are rich in lipids and proteins. The ants are attracted to them as a food source and carry both the seed and the elastomes away from the parent plant to their nest. They don't eat the seed and leave it in their nest midden, which is most likely a nutrient-rich space with fewer seed predators that might otherwise be present. Considering these plants take so long to flower, and that ants can only carry the seeds a few feet from the mother plant, these plants are unlikely to spread quickly. Depending on the location, man has a significant fondness for plants in this genus as a whole. The great white trillium serves as the emblem and official flower of the Canadian province Ontario, and Major League Soccer teams in that area compete for the Trillium Cup as well. Sadly, our trillium doesn't have such a bold place in society. However, it is prized for its beauty, and there is some evidence that it has medicinal uses. Despite its sheer fragility, it is used in gardens and it can be quite expensive to purchase. However, it can take up to a decade to produce a flowering patch, so this plant is an excellent way to learn patience, if nothing else. Other trilliums contain sapogenins, which are a type of saponin. Plants rich in saponins are poisonous to fish, and plants like that have been used to stun and harvest fish traditionally for thousands of years, like the soap plant we learned about at the Arboretum. So in theory, the wake robin could be used to fish as well. One sapogenin in trilliums is called diosgenin, which is used to produce important hormones such as progesterone and cortisone. However, it should be noted that trilliums grow very, very slowly, and even that 72-year-old plant I mentioned earlier was quite small. So if you do have the patience necessary to harvest one, you're not going to get much. Personally, I wouldn't recommend trying at all.